Well, Ferrari let us down in real life. We were promised a big blue livery, but they didn't deliver. Have no fear, I am here, and we are delivering on the blue livery that we should have had in real life for this Miami Grand Prix. First off, guys, I want to say a big shout out to Mark Felix for making this for me over the last few days. His links will be down below, guys, for his Patreon and also Discord server, so go check him out down below. But this is the finished product. Absolute work of art. And yes, this Ferrari is fully blue. And hopefully you guys like it. It's sort of like a two-tone blue. A bit lighter, a bit darker tones, a little bit of red here and there. But generally, very nice. Guys, the previous episode will be linked in the top right. Big spoilers, huge spoilers in about 5 seconds. So if you haven't seen it, go check it out. Mexico, linked in the top right. Our first chance at winning the World Drivers' Championship, which we were successful at. So we secured the first of the two objectives, which is winning the World Drivers' Championship. But the main objective, the reason we do this series, is for the Constructors' title, for the first one since 2008. 16 years in the making. That is what we're here for. And this weekend we have a 90-point gap over Red Bull. All we have to do to win the title of this race is to make sure that gap stays above 88 points heading into the next race. But there's a twist. This is Brazil and there is a sprint race in this one. So double points on offer and a chance for Red Bull to cut the gap. As you can see, the forecast is dry. No rain forecast for the entire weekend. We have a slight durability upgrade on the car, which is always a good thing. And we also have no more updates on the performance chart. Everyone now saving points for next year's regulation change. So this is going to be pretty much the last of what you're going to see of the final order. So we're going to finish the season in 6th place overall. And that brings us into practice, testing out the livery and the car on track for the first time in the sunlight. And yeah, overall I love it. A kind of light sky, baby blue with a few darker tones. Also our helmet looks really nice with this livery. So beautiful combo. And not just that, gloves, suit, boots, full combo available down below with the mod. Now we finished our race runs and we had good tyre wear and decent fuel consumption. So a really good start to the weekend. We finished 8th in practice, which is a great sign because I actually ran non-ERS by accident, so there's more pace to be found. And Leclerc was 2nd, so I'm taking that as a very good sign that we are looking good for pace this weekend. But we now jump into qualifying. There's the suit. Look at that beauty. The full works with this mod, guys. I can't wait. Let's get into qualifying. Soft tyres on, getting things underway. We have a car ahead, which is actually Max Verstappen, our former Drivers' Championship rival. Slightly distracting through turn 4 there. Just had to take slight evasive action, but nonetheless we went on to finish the lap. Very good lap, good banker, and we crossed the line to go 2nd, just a whisker behind Russell. So already a good start. Now I had enough fuel for another attempt, so I actually had a cool down lap and went once again because we have time, tyres, battery and fuel to do so. And I want to try and correct that slight turn 4, hindrance. And we also found a bit of time through turn 2 on the exit, which is really good. And you'll see now, this is where we got tangled up with Verstappen. This time, no distractions. We throw the car in and we find a couple attempts just like that, which is huge. Hamilton has set the benchmark, by the way, a 1 minute 6.5, but we found even more time through the middle sector and on the exit of Kimi's curve. We now make our way up towards the straight and DRS open now to cross the line, and we are going to improve into the low 4s, 1 minute 6, 4.36, and that gives us provisional pole. Now Hamilton looks extremely quick around here, like he's very fast. Leclerc P6, the main thing, Perez 8th, Verstappen 10th. All eyes are on Red Bull this weekend. That is who we're aiming for. And again, I'll say it again, we need to make sure the gap stays above 88 points heading into the next event. If that happens, we are Constructors Champions this race. So it could be a special livery occasion as we begin our final qualifying lap. Senna S in 4th gear. Crucial to prioritise the exit, as you can see here, finding a little bit more time. DRS open as we head towards the Sina de Largo turn 4. Brake at about 80 meters down to 5th. Get the car on the curb to rotate and then get the exit right. Now heading up towards turn 7, double right-hander, turn 8. Try to stay tight and then use all the curb on the exit to open up the hairpin of turn 9. Bit too early on the turn in there, so we've got some understeer and wash, which I actually ended up losing a bit of time. So you want to try and pull that back into the second hairpin, turn 12 I believe, or turn 11. Important here to get the exit, which is exactly what we do, as Hamilton has once again gone provisional pole. So we need a big final corner here, and that's exactly what we deliver as we find even more time. Purple in the middle sector, and we are now over our 10th up as we keep the car tight up to the line, and this will be provisional pole as we are the last car to cross the line.
Okay, good job, mate. Really, really well done. That was a fantastic drive. Bring it home.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting sprint. Martinez lines up on pole position, and Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Russell, Leclerc, Verstappen, Oscar Piastri, Perez, Fernando Alonso, Norris, Gasly, Ocon, Tsunoda, Albon, Ricciardo, Joe, Bottas, Magnussen, Stroll, Hülkenberg, and Logan Sargent. Which of these drivers will get pole position today? We'll soon find out.
Now, time for the sprint. I don't really care for the championship right now. The reality is we can't win the constructors in the sprint, so we're just going to treat it as a normal race. We're starting P1 on mediums, Leclerc P4, Verstappen the first Red Bull in P5. So yeah, we're not going to run any weird, calculations, permutations. Let's try and win this, hopefully a double podium, and then we'll deal with the championship in the main race with the new championship standings. But let's line her up and let's get ready. Here we go. Lights on. Majority of cars on softs by the looks of it. Lights on. And away we go. A bit of a wheel spinny start, but we'll take it. We managed to get across in time to cut Hamilton off. Leclerc up to third, so he gains a place and overtakes Russell. Verstappen remains in P5. Here we go then. Hamilton getting stuck in straight away. Absolutely rapid on the straight. Leclerc on the outside. I will not hold him up. Come on, Charles. Get on with it, mate. We'll work together here. I'll try and see if I can keep Russell at bay. But we'll let Leclerc chase after Lewis, and hopefully he can keep him in his sights. We're going to struggle the first 3-4 laps, I reckon, and then hopefully the mediums will start to work. Soft tyre is a decent tyre here, but once drop-off kicks in, then you start to really struggle. But until that point, the soft is probably a better race tyre than the medium. Will hopefully be strong at the end of the race, which is what I'm hoping for. Our big issue, though, is straight line speed. We are maxed out on front wing. Rear wing, I think, is on 35, so we're pretty low on the rear, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. We're using all the battery here to try and keep Russell at bay. I think we'll be okay. Russell has a look. Had to have the battery on the whole time. And we're going to be on the back foot now. Russell forcing us defensive. We'll use battery again down to turn 4, but look at that, Russell just breezes by even with the battery on, so nothing we can do about it. And now Verstappen, our main rival in the Drivers' Championship, and of course now in the Constructors, right behind. Let's try and stay in Russell's DRS. Looks like Leclerc is still just about within Hamilton's DRS range. I think Hamilton has broken Leclerc. So now Russell looking to make it a Mercedes 1-2. We've managed to stay in DRS range, which is what matters. We are super fast in the middle sector, so we can easily keep up and catch up. Oh, Russell with a bit of a wobble there. Hamilton has completely vanished, so I'm just waiting to feel like, the tyres are kind of turning, and it's medium tyre time. I'm so quick in the middle sector. I reckon if we can time this right, we could definitely catch Hamilton. Leclerc, not very quick. Russell going for it, and he's going to try and pass Leclerc. The ERS effect is super strong. I've noticed in the last few races. Leclerc, Russell side by side through the centre S. We're going to get the run. think Leclerc will have DRS here. Yes, he does. Russell, though, look at him pulling ahead like it's nothing. Leclerc will re-challenge, so we just have to wait here and let these two sort their battle out. Russell, slow. I'm going to try and see if I can get ahead and be smart. Around the outside. And we clear Russell. Beautiful. Okay, so back into 2-3 formation. Hamilton with a 3-second gap already. Now we have to try and figure out how to catch him back up. I don't want to drop Leclerc, I want to use him. Let's see if I can try something here. I don't have a ton of battery either when I'm not really recharging. I've got a very high wing. I'm going to trust my DRS here. Russell is just so fast on the straight. The Mercedes must have a ridiculous bit of engine power. Russell's coming back at me here. I literally have no answer. We'll go around the outside though. Go defensive. Good driving. Russell though, we're back for more. Not over yet. Here he goes to the outside. Look at the speed. What is in that Mercedes engine? I know I'm not using battery, but I don't think it makes much of a difference. The Merc engine is on steroids. It's almost like 2021 all over again. Back up the inside. Thank you. And now Verstappen's battling with Russell. That might give us a bit of respite. Yellow flag further back. Come on, Charles. Push, push.
Virtual safety car deployed. Slow down and maintain a positive delta. Virtual safety car is deployed.
Okay, that's huge.
Information on Sargent. Okay, it looks like the problem's terminal. They're retiring the car.
That's massive. We get a chance to charge the battery here. And we can try and push after Lewis. As we are now half race distance. So the soft should be in the first phase now. So I'd like to see if we can try and rip it in the middle sector and really push hard.
Virtual safety car is ending. Maintain your pace until we get the green flags. VSC ending. Wait for the greens.
Okay, back underway.
Green flag.
Battery's fully charged. Let's see if Leclerc drops it here. If not, we will go through. Yep, he's on the battery. I'm going to push to go through regardless. I want to try and get after Lewis. Nope, Charles not going to make it easy. We're going to have to wait. Leclerc's on the battery. Bit of a moment there as Verstappen and Russell battle, so we've got a chance here to pass and break away. Okay, we're going to have to take this. Charles, let me go, mate. In the second phase, they really matched me up in straight line speed. In the first phase, we're alright. Anyway, we're back down to 40% already. But let's push after Hamilton. Let's have a big middle sector. Look at that. 1.6 the gap to Hamilton, 1.8 to Leclerc. I mean, the Mercedes just drives off on the straight. It's incredible. I've got nothing. I lose so much to Hamilton and Russell at the time as well. Leclerc now has to deal with Verstappen and Russell. I will keep trying to catch Lewis, but we need strong middle sectors. I'm already out of battery here, so we're just bleeding time every straight. Oh, that might just cost me that. Back end fighting me hard. Rear tyres just giving out when I need them the most, although we are going to have DRS on Hamilton, but we'll drop out for the next zone. It's advantage us. Look at the gap to Leclerc now. Now the question is, can we find a way through with that straight line speed deficiency? I'd like to maybe try and get ahead and, back him up somehow, but that's going to be really tough. Then we're going to have to fight this one alone, and Leclerc's going to have to fight his battle alone as well. Here we go. Very close to Lewis. Just going to be patient here. He'll go full power mode now for the last lap. Whatever battery he's got left, he's going to go for it. I would like to try and do this down to turn 4. Just pull ahead quite a bit. Exit here has to be good. Decent enough. Oh my god, look at him drive off. He's all of a sudden put the battery on. Okay, we're not going to get close here. We're going to have to try something else. Whoa, moment for Hamilton on the exit. But I mean, again, he's just going to accelerate like crazy. Leclerc Gets overtaken by Verstappen. Big moment for the constructors. Oh, Hamilton cuts across. I tried it there. Into the second hairpin, maybe.
Okay, we've only got 1 lap of fuel remaining.
Oh, back end gets loose. Oh, damage. Bit too deep. Although, a broken wing does give you a bit more straight line speed. I don't think it's going to be enough though. Hamilton's out of battery, and I think he's going to win it. Now we're gaining, but it's not enough.
Well done, mate. Well done. That's a great finish. You've really stepped up and achieved what we asked you to do today, so good job.
So sprint race finished. I unfortunately could not get Hamilton. Not the best final lap. I didn't really manage it that well, but the Mercedes was just so fast on the straight. Verstappen does get third, so Leclerc P4. To note, Perez only got a point in 8th. So overall for the sprint, Red Bull 7 points. We as Ferrari score 12, so we outscore them by 5. So that does mean heading into the main race and now the final 3 races, the gap is 95 points. There's 122 points up for grabs. So we could win it, but we may need one of the Red Bulls to flounder and, possibly Leclerc to finish ahead of Verstappen to have any chance of pulling this off.
Formula One returns to Interlagos once again with the stage set for what promises to be another classic Sao Paulo Grand Prix. Sebastian Vettel famously clinched his 3rd championship here in 2012, and just 4 years later, Max Verstappen treated us to one of the finest wet weather drives of all time. It's an unusual anti-clockwise race here at Interlagos, where the Sao Paulo locals are packed into the grandstands at each of the 15 corners around this classic 2.7-mile circuit. 2 very fast sections bookend the famous and highly technical Sector 2, where getting a good run out of Junsao into one of the 2 DRS zones will be key to any overtaking prospects today. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Martinez lines up on pole position, with Charles Leclerc alongside. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Russell, Fernando Alonso, Oscar Piastri, Perez, Verstappen, Norris, Tsunoda, Ricciardo, Hamilton, Gasly, Albon, Ocon, Stroll, Bottas, Joe, Hülkenberg, Magnussen, and Logan Sargent. Now it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track. And with me today, of course, is Anthony Davidson.
And they can do it for sure, as long as they don't dwell too much on the position. At the end of the day, there's only one way to go racing, and that's to give it everything you've got. Either your best is good enough to stay in the hunt, or it's not. There's no point giving any less than 100%.
Now this race has just taken a massive turn. It's a Ferrari 1-2. Grid drop for Verstappen, grid drop for Hamilton, which means we have a very good chance of trying to win the Constructors. I still don't know if it's going to happen outright, because the maximum points you can score in the race is 44, and we need a difference of over 33, I believe. So we need one Red Bull to basically DNF and the other one to have a poor race, but it could happen. We need a 1-2 finish. However, Russell, I think, is going to be a massive sticking point, and Hamilton and Verstappen could still fight back. Either way, for this race, 1 stop, medium, hard, very straightforward, very simple. Fuel, I'm going for 0.6. That should be manageable, but let's get into it. Now, strategy could play a part. Interestingly, top 3, medium, and then from what I can see, Alonso, Piastri, soft. We'll see what else, everyone else is on behind, but top 3, who are, the main contenders for this one, at least in the first part of the race, all parity. So we can try and work with Leclerc here to try and maintain a 1-2, which is going to be in our best interest this race. We need a 1-2 to have any chance of winning the Constructors' Championship this race. Lights on. Here we go. Quick 5 lights. Oh, Leclerc's had a horrible start. horrible start for Leclerc, straight down to 6th at least. Bogged down massively. Alonso up to 2nd on the soft tyre. He's battling with Russell, and both Red Bulls into the top 5. So it hasn't gone our way at the start. Oh my god, Alonso's cruising up to me. We've all just turned in a bit earlier to cut across and make sure we don't incentivize him to overtake. I don't really know about Alonso's pace. I didn't see him in the sprint, so I don't know what to expect. But now the race plan has changed. Now it is in our interest to try and drive away and disappear because we don't have a teammate to work with. So plan now is to try and get a gap, although it might be difficult with Alonso on that soft tyre, but we can definitely try and gap Russell and let him battle with the Red Bulls. Red Bulls have gone soft, so they've gone aggressive. They know they need points, they need to fight and, you know, be on the offensive on the front foot, so they've both gone for softs. Alonso's pretty close here, so we're not out of trouble yet. I will keep the battery on throughout the entire straight to try and hold the lead out of turn 2. If we can take the middle sector on this next lap, we might have a chance to gap him. Whereas if he overtakes me, we might be in trouble. So exit here, absolutely critical, which we get. Just need to try and hold on now at turn 4. So we'll use everything here. And there we go. Let's see now if we can try and bolt in the middle sector and stretch the pack out. Gap to Alonso now, over a second. Still need more battery, but we're doing it. Got a decent gap in that middle sector on that lap. We'll have DRS out of turn 2.
Okay, DRS is now available.
Unless we absolutely nail turn 1. And we might have actually dropped him. I think he made a slight mistake. So I think I've dropped Alonso out of DRS range. I'm pretty sure I have. He's gaining like crazy, but I don't think that's DRS. Now we'll hopefully open up a decent gap in this middle sector now that we've got 0.8 of the starting point. There we go, 1.5. I'm going to lay off the battery. He might even creep back into range for the next zone, but I've got to try and recharge at some point. What I need now is hopefully for Alonso to keep Russell behind as long as possible. Russell now is my target. Leclerc's out of DRS range from Piastri and P6, I believe. Hopefully he'll come back with the medium. And there goes Russell on Alonso. I don't think they're side by side. I think Russell's cleared him, so soft tyres, I was about to say, have entered the first phase because they've dropped off the pace a bit. We're about to enter the first phase now. So we'll see what kind of pace Russell has, but soft starting, hopefully Leclerc can fire back on that medium. Saving fuel now. I've made a few adjustments to my driving. Painless, relatively painless adjustments. A couple of high gears and a few lifts and coasts tactically. And we're able to maintain a decent pace, essentially matching Russell. We're not pulling away anymore, but I'm able to save fuel, so this is good. No one's pit yet, so looks like one stoppers across the board. Those who started on soft will likely go to a medium, and then those starting on medium probably go to a hard. They're all just following, and they're all in DRS, so there's no movement, no battling, nothing, just a dead heat. Right, enough fuel saving. Let's push for a couple of laps. We're approaching the pit stop phase. I don't want to get undercut. Soft tyre runners could be in soon, so I want to try and build up a gap. I want to try and go a bit longer.
The pit window now, and you're going to be on hards next time.
Yeah, I want to try and go a bit longer if I can. Oh, fucking talk. Right, do that again. Right, enough fuel saving for now. I want to try and push and get a gap out. My issue is I wish I could tell Leclerc to box for an undercut, but I don't have that control or that power. And if I stay out, he's going to stay out extra long. So I think I might have to pit early, which is not ideal. Alonso dropping Verstappen. That's interesting. Alonso pits, so does Verstappen. So first bit of movement. Interestingly, Alonso, Verstappen and Norris, or Piastri, sorry, have rejoined in traffic with a bunch of Haas cars, Alfa Romeos on assuming slower tyres. So that might ruin their undercut. They're going to be stuck behind in the middle sector. So staying out isn't the worst thing here. For the sake of Leclerc's race, I'm going to box. I'm going to stick to the plan. I'm not going to mess things around too much. Leclerc's got a decent chance here to overcut some of these guys because they're all still stuck in traffic. So in we go. No need to risk. Nice and easy on the pit entry. I mean, if Leclerc double stacks, that'd be fine. We could probably pull it off, to be fair, but it's not going to happen. He'll probably stay out another lap. There you go, he stays out another lap. So he's the only car going long. We don't get held by Russell, which is absolutely huge. Right, I think Alonso is about to break free, but the Red Bulls, who we care about, are still stuck in traffic.
Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound.
So we're going to rejoin comfortably, net P1, P2 on track. There's Alonso, just past Ricciardo. Red Bull's now being released. If Leclerc had pit on that lap, if I could have told him to, that would have been the perfect lap to pit because now they're going to catch him up. Either way, we'll see if Charles can fight back later on. Let's see then. Leclerc finally in. Ricciardo has held up the Red Bulls throughout the entire middle sector. I don't think Leclerc is going to rejoin in front, but I don't think he'll be too far behind. Let's keep an eye on the mini-map. Very important phase of the race here. I think Leclerc might actually be ahead of the Mercedes and the other McLaren of Norris, so he'll be exactly where he was, but just a lot closer on a fresher tyre. So both Red Bulls, and I'm assuming that's Norris behind them. Right, fastest lap attempt. Here we go. Whoa, big moment. Half a second up. We are going to run out of deployment. Let's see if we can still somewhat improve. The delta's rapidly dropping as we don't have the RS. But we still improve. 1 minute 8.5. Back to battery recharge now. Let's hope we get the extra point. Russell, Alonso battling. And Russell seemingly getting through. So confirming, again, the Merc just very strong. I don't believe it. I cannot believe it. That's going to be a grid drop for Vegas. Unless it's a component we might have a spare, but... hopefully Leclerc can come through for us because that's massive. Red Bull could be looking good here for a double podium.
A great race then, very much as we've come to expect, and a fantastic victory here at Interlagos. Tell me, Ant, how do you think they were able to deliver such an incredible result today?
I think a large part of the result comes down to temperament. They were able to keep their heads when everyone around them was losing theirs, and that's allowed them to get the best out of the car, to maximise the strategy, and to stay out of trouble.
Well, Mercedes are on top form once again after an excellent race weekend. It's great to see them up on that podium once again.
Oh my days. I don't know what has happened, but Red Bull only managed P7, P8. Perez, Verstappen, Leclerc up to 5th, and everybody else done us a massive favour. Not just that, Leclerc almost got 4th on the line by 300th, just missed out there on Piastri. So it was really close, but we will take that. That is a great result because Leclerc actually matched the combined total of Red Bull with Perez and Verstappen in P7 and P8. So overall, we actually outscored Red Bull over the weekend when you factor in the sprint results and then of course the main race. So as you can see, Leclerc 4th overall, we finished P8th, and then Verstappen 7th, Perez 9th. So what does that mean for the standings? Heading into the last 2 rounds, obviously the drivers is now wrapped up. By the way, from Leclerc to Verstappen, 39 points. It's incredibly close. But in the Constructors, I think we've won it. 2 races to go. Vegas, Abu Dhabi. I think it's done. 88 points up for grabs. I'm pretty certain we've won the Constructors without actually finishing the race. So I'm pretty sure my math is correct. There's no more races, right? There's no race after Sao Paulo. It's Vegas and Abu Dhabi. It's got to be. So 88 points up for grabs. I think that's all she wrote. So hopefully there's no egg on my face, but we are Constructors champions. We've done it. For the first time since 2008, Ferrari win the Constructors title, thus winning also the drivers, completing the series and the challenge set of returning Ferrari to glory. What a season. We've done it. Anyway guys, like, subscribe, a big shout out to the members. Check all the links guys down below to all the channel sponsors, discounts and affiliates. As always, also check out the 2 videos on screen. And there we have it guys, job done. Ferrari numero 1 is back. Grazie.